Hello and welcome to the last part of this Introduction to Yoga series. Today we're going to be doing a 10-minute practice. No more, no less. It's just going to be 10 minutes. You will have time to do it in the day and you can do it any time you need to get a little bit of stretch and a little bit of movement going. So without further ado, let's get started standing up. Bring your feet really close together in the middle of the mat or in the middle of wherever you're practicing. Take a second to readjust wardrobe, get ready, and then just look down at your feet and notice if you're swaying a little bit, if the weight is moving from left to right or from front to back. And can you just push into your feet to try and find stability and pull that stability all the way up through your legs, through into your middle. Take a second to roll your shoulders front, up and back. And bring your hands out to the side, either side, with your arms sort of pulling your back body downwards and giving you a lift in the chest and in the sternum. And I'd just like you to notice how it feels to be here, standing up tall, standing up nice and straight. And you can close your eyes if you want. And you'll notice that the balance is a little bit more difficult. Or you can just keep your eyes open and notice how rare it is to be still and how nice it feels to just kind of be still for a second or two. And then when you're ready, can you breathe in? And as you breathe out, can you bring your arms over your head? Bring them to clap above your head and then throw them down. Alright, now we're ready to get moving. So, step up to the front of the mat, or wherever it is you're going to be practicing. Bring your feet together or hip width apart with your feet facing forwards, whatever works for you. Give yourself a little bend in the legs so you're nice and loose. And breathe in, bring your arms up. And as you breathe out, fold over from the waist. Think about water falling your chest over your thighs. Bend your knees as much as you need to. Place your hands on the top of your feet, on the mat in front of you, or to the side. And just take a little second here to sway. You can let the head go between your knees. Take a second to just move and notice the skin on the lower back. Everything kind of here, just loosening up, stretching. You can take your weight back into your heels, you can take it into the front of your toes. You can lift one foot and the other. Just take a few sort of movements, whatever feels right to you. You can do a deep squat, come back up, to just get some of the kinks in the muscles and the joints out of the way. And then when you're ready, bring your hands just to where your feet were. Step one leg back and then the other. So you're in a high plank. So your hands are perfectly underneath your elbows. Your elbows are underneath your shoulders. You're pushing through your upper back. You're creating this kind of doming effect. You're looking straight down or slightly in front, but you're not crunching your neck. Your hips are low. You should welcome a little shake, a little tremble. And then bring your knees to the mat. Bring your feet back. Take a quick child's pose. So sitting back, keeping your arms where they are. And bring yourself forwards again onto all fours. And here, we're going to take a couple of quick cat-cows. So your spine is perfectly neutral. Now I allow you to breathe in and imagine that your belly button is sinking to the floor and you're still pushing through those hands, keeping those shoulders low, curling your tailbone and looking straight ahead, and then reversing it, pushing through the tops of the feet, pushing through the hands, looking to your belly button, peeling your spine to the ceiling, tucking your pelvis under, and reverse it. Breathe in. Give your back a little U shape and breathe out, give your back a little N shape. And you can go at your own pace, so you can do smooth, long breaths or quick, short breaths, whatever you feel you need today. Let's do one more. And now can you bring your spine back to a neutral position? Readjust the hands if you need to. Think about this kind of upwards rotation of the upper arm bones so that they're facing forwards. And think about sort of drawing that energy down into your shoulders. So you're not curling up here, you've really got them low and in a strong position. And then when you're ready, can you bring your left hand up as if you were shaking someone's hand? Hello. Can you bring it back down? Can you bring your right hand up? And notice how the weight moves in your hips and in your shoulders. If you find yourself leaning to one side, and just keep going with this. Moving as little as you can. The only thing moving is the arm and the hand. You're looking straight down. Should feel a little engagement in your core, in the top part of your abs. Right hand and left hand. Then bring that back down. Give it a second to roll your shoulders back if you need to. And then we're going to do the same thing with our feet. So bring the right foot back with your foot pointing straight down. If you find your balance has been challenged, push into that right hand so you can lean into it a little bit more. Bring it down. Bring that left foot up. Bring it down. Bring that right foot up. Bring it down. Think about still curling up through your spine so you're in a nice neutral position. You're not sort of dropping the hip. It's as if you're stuck between two panes of glass running horizontally and you just can't move your upper body. It's just not going to happen. And let's do right again. And left. And bring ourselves back here. And now we're going to do both. So, looking straight down, bring your left hand and your right foot up. Again, push through that right hand, that right shoulder if you feel yourself swaying. And swap. Right hand, left shoulder, right hand, left shoulder, right hand, left leg. See, I was just about to say, coordination can be a little bit difficult. Turns out it's not just the movement that's difficult, it'll be the actual talking. Might take you a couple of movements to get into this. Just alternate, balance between one side and the other. If you feel yourself getting tired, just take a breather. We're going to do one more, either side. And then release, bring yourself back to child's pose. Bring your hips back on top of the backs of your feet. Place your forehead on the ground and take a deep breath. Breathe in, look up. Place your hands firmly onto the mat. Bring your hips up a little bit, curl your toes under. And we're just going to do a quick downwards dog. So bringing your hips up to the sky, keeping those legs bent if you need, excuse me. Pedal through the feet, looking between your knees, thinking about really curling your hips up to the sky. Feeling the length in the back and the front of the body. Working out any crunches, any cracks in the ankles or in the toes. Bringing yourself up onto your toes. Adjusting your hands if you need. And we're just going to take one deep breath in. And exhale. See if you can soften through the shoulders, soften through the legs. Take another second of stillness here. And then breathe in. Look between your hands, bend your knees generously, and you can walk or hop your way to the front of the mat. So I'm going to hop. So breathe in, and as you breathe out, bring your feet towards your hands. It doesn't matter if you don't land quite there, that's fine. And then you're back in this position where we started. So breathe in, Roll yourself up slowly, stacking one vertebra at a time. Head comes up last, and it slowly realigns over the top of the spine. And now we're going to go back to where we started. So step to the middle of the mat. Take a second to, again, readjust any wardrobe requirements. Look down at your feet. Notice if you feel like you're swaying less. Push through the toes. Bring your gaze up straight ahead. Bring your shoulders front, up, and back. Your arms out to the side, palms open. Notice your breath, if it's a little bit shorter, if it's a little bit smoother, if your body feels pretty good. And just breathe in and out. Release the hands. Give yourself a little did it moment for showing up today. Thank you so much for joining me. This is the last of our September series, but there will be more videos coming soon, so stay tuned, and thank you so much for joining me over the past 5 weeks. Take care.